Hey guys, welcome back to another Wednesday night Key from Above live action Dungeons and Dragons role playing excitement night. It's been a little bit of time with holidays and things since we've met with this group, this glitter gang here. And last I remember, they had gotten themselves into something slightly more interesting than usual. I'll turn it over to them to tell you about it.
So we decided to go back to the beginning with the weird stone doors and the weird tree. And after reading the book we got from Merlin, we found ourselves in the 100-acre woods. Talked to Christopher Robin for a bit, and we learned about the special honey that exists here. We decided to figure out what the deal is with the honey, so we talked to Pooh, learned of his stacking honey pots addiction, and then we were sent to go get more honey from Rabbit, who his home is, well, he's more focused on getting having honey available for everyone else than he is with cleaning, and that's fine. We proceeded to continue exploring, and we ended up at Al's house with Hattie and Ella having tried the honey, and that was more or less it.
I think we landed at rabbits, not owls. Yeah. I think we were at rabbits, if I'm right. I could be wrong. But
I thought we had gone to owls too, according to my notes, but
I said I could be wrong. I said I could be wrong.
You could be.
I probably am. If your notes disagree with my mental remembrance, then absolutely.
I think Rabbit is way too creepy for us to drink anything there.
Oh, Rabbit. Rabbit's a fine fellow, I think. I think for certain.
He doesn't treat his tea plants well.
He doesn't. Well, so you spent the night with Owl. He was a very fine fellow and was very hospitable to you and your friends as you enjoyed your tea and accoutrements. And then he let you have a rest, a nice, long, comfortable rest. And you wake up in the morning and he's not home, but has left a note and some breakfast that says, "Have good luck in your adventures. And he'll see you around."
Well, that's remarkably polite for this strange acre wood. How are those of us who drank the tea feeling?
Oh, well, you know how when you drank the tea, you were feeling all happy and excited and energetic and all of those things? Yeah, the next day, when you drink your specialty, Hattie, and if you drink too much, you get a headache in the morning? Kind of like that, except for the size of a mountain. Like the worst hangover you ever had. But with a small, panging craving for some more honeyed tea. Kind of like gnawing and nagging at you in the back of your mind that drink some more tea, you'll feel better.
Oh, I could use a hair of the dog. I think it bit me. No wonder everyone's addicted.
I thought that would last longer. I really did. I wanted that happy feeling to last until we left.
Happy is as happy does, and I'm going to reach in and pull out my own flask and see if there's any tea left in it. Like the real kind, though, not the local kind. I think I'm out. We need to get home.
Home is good. Home makes sense. This does not make sense. Everything, I don't like it here.
Well, you didn't like it at home either until we killed things.
Uh,
Where are the others anyway? Whisper, Snow, Yuri, Twinkle? Is anybody around?
Twinkle is near.
Hey, Twinkle, can you go find the others for me?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, wow, you really are good at hiding.
Well, it's only my job.
Try not to hide so loudly. We just drank the tea.
I'm
You
here
two
too.
feeling all right?
Peachy. Thanks.
Clearly.
I learned that weird honey solves nothing. Things will still be awful when the honey is gone.
So where were we going to go next, or do we want to look around this treehouse? I prefer to live underground, but some folks prefer it, I suppose.
I think we were supposed to give Pooh the honey we got. I don't know.
Right. Give Pooh the... We still have Pooh's honey, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm up. I swear. I'm up. I can't for the life of me remember which way Pooh's house was, though. Does anybody else know?
Okay, I think if we follow the river and take a left past the tree line, somewhere in that general area.
Awesome. I'll follow you. You know what? I'm going to turn my eyes off for a while. If you need anything, tell Twinkle. And I'm just going to close my eyes and let Twinkle do the looking.
Do you want a piggyback, Hattie?
I don't see any pigs around. Oh, yes, please. That sounds good.
I'll help him onto my back.
Thank you.
So you get Hattie onto your back, and the rest of you get it together, and you head down and out of Owl's treehouse, where you're greeted at the bottom by a very interesting character.
Hello?
A small, I believe, marsupial. I think that's what a kangaroo is, a marsupial. Am I right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. A small, tiny, wee little guy. Cute, cuddly looking. Almost like you want to touch him, but I wouldn't really maybe suggest it.
Whisper, I can't see anything. Why have we stopped?
There's a
Hello.
it's cute. Oh gosh.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
tiny thing.
I'm guessing you are the Rue we've heard about? I don't know.
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Rue.
I'm gonna
Hello.
pull my own sight back into my head and go, quite bouncy, aren't you? Could you bounce a little quieter, please?
Sorry.
It's not your fault. We drank the tea at Owl's. You're probably too young for tea.
Unless they start them early here.
What you doing?
I was gonna look for you guys because I wanted to make more friends.
We like friends. Friends are good. Are you going to cook us and eat us? Gonna guess no? I hope not.
You're not going to cook us and eat us, right?
Are you going to cook us and eat us?
You're not going to cook us and eat us.
What makes you think I want to eat my friends? What's mean?
This land has new customs for us, and we just wanted to make sure that cannibalism didn't count as friendship here. Oh, we lost someone. Sure, as long as you're not gonna cook us and eat us. Let's be friends. Do you like to play games?
Yes. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that your friends will come and eat you. I don't see what could possibly go wrong.
Yeah, neither can we right now, and that's what concerns me. But friendship is as friendship does. What kind of games do you like to play, Rue?
Gee, that's a hard question. Tag and hide and seek. And bouncing around town. It's a lot of fun.
Mm. When you play hide and seek, where do you like to hide?
I like to hide in the nearby forest. Near the Six Pines.
I think we played hide and seek there yesterday. It was kind of fun. Well, right now we have to go to Pooh's house to give him some more honey to stack. Do you want to come with us?
Sure. I like hanging out with Pooh. He's fun. But not as fun as Tigger.
I don't think we've had the pleasure yet.
No, I don't recall meeting a Tigger.
Is he bouncy and trouncy and flouncy?
Yes.
Then we definitely haven't met him yet. So far, you are the bounciest creature we've met.
Thank you. But he's better. Boing, 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 boing.
Did you say he's bad?
Better. Rue said Tigger is better at the
Better.
bouncing. Yes.
Better at bouncing. I had a friend back home who could have made you a bouncing machine, and then you could have bounced with the best of them.
So your friend Rue seems to kind of space out a little bit in the talk of bouncing and takes a moment to themselves to bounce on in the direction towards Pooh Bear, since that's where you mentioned you wanted to go. So they give you, they get a little bit of a head start. They stay pretty comfortably in front of you, but where you can still see them. They look like they're very energetic and excitable as they hop along. And it almost sounds like they might be talking to themselves if you didn't know any better, but also possibly could just be hearing things after you drank some trippy tea yesterday. And they bounce along and bounce along and bounce along, and then you realize, oh, hey, shit, we're at Pooh's. And they just kind of like stop and chill.
Ta-da! Here's the Pooh.
And you're at Pooh Bear's house.
Yuri, were you the one that got along well with me?
Inside, you just hear clacking and clattering of pots and other things being shuffled around with the door firmly closed shut.
Honey pot delivery.
I take the honey pot and I hand it to Yuri and kind of gently shove him forward toward the door. You two got along well.
Inside, you just hear, oh, if I, maybe I can. And just Barry's muttering to himself, seeming like he's completely absorbed in whatever task that he's doing. You could knock on the door or ring the bell, something like that.
Yep, certainly could.
Oh, what's that? Oh, come in. Come in.
Hi. Yes, I see your floor is still sticky. We have.
Why wouldn't it be sticky? Lots of honey. Yeah, wait. Do you have honey? I can smell it.
You got you the honey that you asked for.
Come now. Hand it over. And come in, all of you. You must see the new stocks of pots I've made.
Now, can we talk about your? I'm just a little worried that you have maybe well, I don't want to call it a problem, but yeah.
What's wrong with stacking pots?
Yeah, well, there are just so many things that could go wrong with it. I mean, you stack them and everything seems fine, and you stack one time, you have a good time with it, and then the next day you say, well, nothing bad happened. The last time I stacked a pot, and you stack a little bit more, and then the next thing you know, it takes more and more pots to get the same fun feeling that you had the first pot that you stacked, and then maybe somebody walks into your house and you feel like nothing's wrong, but maybe they think there's a lot of pots being stacked and maybe it's not great.
I had an uncle once who liked to stack gemstones.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have fun just learning, figuring out new ways to stock, and I love honey, so I always have pots coming in.
I just feel like maybe you could turn in a pot when you get a new pot full of honey, and then it can just be about the honey, and maybe not so much about the pots. I worry that you don't like honey as much as maybe you just like emptying pots out so you can stack them up. That's my concern for you, honestly, as a friend.
That's simply preposterous. Everybody loves honey, don't they?
Well, you could have the honey and turn in the pot, and then your honey Rabbit can just fill up the other pot afterwards with more honey.
No. That's just silly.
Well, it's just a suggestion.
I mean, like,
I
okay, okay.
Concerns about
So
gravitational outbursts.
Okay, say that I return these pots. Then what happens to the pot makers? They have no more pots to make because all of them are being recycled. I'll just stack them. That's a lot more fun, if you ask me.
Well, the pot makers could learn to make other things. Have you ever seen goblets? Or glasses? Or plates? Or shooting skeets?
Oh, those sorts of things, but why need those if you're just going to have honey?
Well, if the goal is honey, it would give the pot makers more time. I am concerned that your pots will fall down and cause a great clatter and shatter, and then where will you put your honey? And what will happen to the stickiness of your floor? It might be covered up in rubble. Happened to an uncle of mine. He collected gemstones.
Then I can stack the pot shards.
I suppose.
There's so many possibilities with stacking pots, I'm telling you. You should try it sometime.
Now, let me ask you a question. Would you rather have, if you had to choose, I know you're going to think it's an impossible choice, but would you rather have pots delivered with something else other than honey, let's call it water, or would you rather have honey delivered in something other than a pot?
I would rather have the honey.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I
mean, the honey comes with the pot, right?
No, it could come in many things.
Like, what could you put on honey? What could you put on honey?
Could come in
an
empty helmet. It could come in a
Who would
pouch.
put honey in a helmet?
It's a honey helmet. These are things. It could come in a goblet. It could come in a pouch, in a sack.
You would never put honey in a sack?
A sack
what
of
is
honey.
Wrong with you?
You've never heard the phrase, "Oh, isn't that a whole sack of honey?"
No.
This is well known.
You could probably crystallize the honey and make like lollipops or something.
Or perhaps, and hear me on this one, if you brought the pot back, maybe the next bit of honey would be less expensive. And then...
How much?
Well, you'd have to work that out with Rabbit, but I'm just...
Could you help me out with that?
Eventually, it could add up to a free honey in exchange for the pots.
I'm going to need you to roll me a persuasion on that, please. Hattie Broadbrim.
I'm horrible at persuading. Nobody ever wants to do what I say, but here we go.
I feel that was a very convincing argument.
Yeah, but I rolled a 5, so,
I'm not even going to have Pooh Bear roll insight back against you because I feel like that 5 is very, very not convincing in your attempts to knock down the pricing for Rabbit there.
Would say this. I just keep getting pots of honey. I stack whatever ones I empty. And then, if there's ever a surplus, there never is, then I could, maybe sell the honey pots back to Rabbit with the honey in it.
Or
but that's only if I have a surplus.
Have you considered that one day these pots are going to collapse on you and you will die alone under a pile of pots.
But not if you build a house with them. You could build yourself a pot house.
That is the ultimate pot stacking project.
All you need is a plot of potland.
I mean, I could go above my house here. I have to go behind the roof, but
Like, you could
a
make
little space there.
you could make an extension, an extra room out of pots in which to stack your pots, so that the space in which you do your living when you're not stacking pots could be slightly less hazardous, so that we don't have to worry that we would find you under a plot of rubble.
This is quite the idea. It is pot stacking that I've never heard of before.
Plus, if you're dead, you can't keep stacking pots of honey or keep having honey.
May I help with
What?
starting the foundation of your next room? And I'm going to cast Mage Hand and have it go pick up a pot and take it up to the top of Pooh's Hill and put it kind of upside down and nestle it into the ground a little so it's kind of snug. And then it's going to start picking up another one, and it's going to look at Pooh. I'm going to look at Pooh and say, this is only if you're okay with it. If you don't like it, we'll bring it all back. But check this out. And then I'm going to do it so that like there are 3 making a little pyramid. And then my mage hand is going to scoop up some of the honey from the floor and start smearing it in between as grout. Go, I think if you let that dry, it will be quite strong and sturdy, you know. But you might need more pots to complete the room.
I'll need more honey.
You'll need more honey for the grout.
Oh. This is... You have my gratitude, Hattie. This is a new project. And he legit runs into his house, grabs like a stack of 3 or 4, running out, wobbling over. One falls off and shatters, and just goes, "Oh, bother!" And then runs up and starts continuing.
Don't worry, you can use the shards for window frames.
That's a good idea.
And then I'm going to look at Yuri and say, well, while we didn't succeed, I also feel like we didn't fail.
And there's no success like failure. And failure's no success at all.
So by not failing, we've succeeded at least a little.
Well, I always fail up. I do.
I look up at the top of the hill and go, I wouldn't recommend failing up right now. You might knock over the construction project.
True. I call it the Peter Rabbit principle.
Okay, so we have delivered the honey to Pooh. What were we supposed to do next?
I think after you deliver the honey to Pooh, you're supposed to play hide and seek with Rue.
Oh, excellent. Where is that young bouncer?
Where is that young bouncer?
Hooks Nuggin into the doorway. You summoned?
You wanted to play hide and seek.
Yes. Yes, please.
Are you counting or am I?
I count. It'll be fun to find you guys.
Okay. Are we hiding in the forest or?
Well, you're at Pooh Bear's. You could hide at 6 Pines. There's the pine tree forest there you could use. Plenty of areas around.
Pooh's just running back and forth, sometimes stuffing his hand into his mouth with honey on it, other times running out of his house, and almost every single time drops 1 pot in the almost same exact spot. And just continues his project, almost completely ignoring the group.
Do you guys want to play hide and seek in the 6 Pines?
Yeah, sure. As we're walking,
So 6 pines. The 6 pine trees directly across there from Pooh Bears. Let's get a visual here of that. There we go. The 6 pine trees. So Rue's hide and seek isn't as elaborate as the young lady who you had played with before. But you're able to spend some time, an hour or two, hiding and things of the sort. And Rue's excited giggling along as you do. And afterwards, everybody's a little warm from hanging out in the sunshine, even though you're around the trees. It's a little warm out today. And you have the opportunity to go back to Rue's house.
As we're walking back to Rue, I would like to lean over to Rue and say, "So, how old are you, buddy?"
I never actually thought about that question.
Well, I guess my question really is, have these woods been this way as long as you can remember? Have they changed over time at all?
We don't really celebrate birthdays here.
But we were told it was Christopher Robin's birthday.
Well, that's true. Have you been to the birthday party yet?
We thought we were going, but we got lost.
Ah,
Who has your highest passive perception?
Well, I have an 11, so it's not me.
I also have an 11, so it's not me.
13.
I have a 15.
You have a what, a 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're able to see out of the edge of the pine trees something kind of large and scary looking heading in your direction.
Guys. And I'm going to grab whoever's right next to me and I'm just going to turn them around and point at it. What's that?
I believe that's how we die.
Rue, how do we die?
Roll me initiative. Let me get this initiative written down here. Okay. So, just about the time that Whisper says, hey, so there's a thing. You see 4 of these giant bees headed in the direction of you and Pooh as they smell all of the honey that he has brought out of the house. And these bees are actually speaking out loud, and you can hear them yelling, there they are, the thieves, those ones, they stole our honey. And Snow, you are up first. 60-foot distance between you and them.
Can I try and cast Entangle at them?
You certainly could try.
It's a strength saving throw on their part.
Okay. Strength saving throw. What's the DC, please?
13.
Okay. Two pass, 2 fail.
Well, that's better than none of them.
So you have 2 entangled and 2 still free. Next is Ella.
I stare blankly at the ones coming to us, and I'm looking one of them dead in the eye. Hey, you. Yes, you with the stripes. I need you to do us a favor. Buzz off. Can I have a wisdom save?
You can have a wisdom save. What's the DC, please?
14.
17.
Nothing happens. It completely ignores my words.
He says back to you, hey, you, I think I'm going to need you to buzz off. And he buzzes towards you. And does an attack. Once with its stinger, and once he tries to ram into you. So the first one, 21 to hit, and it's 5 bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
That's the slam. And then with the stinger is also going to be a hit, I believe, because it's over 20. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm guessing a 12 will fail.
Well, so you feel when you get stung with this stinger that as you can feel the warm poison from the tip of the stinger it injected into you, you feel this sort of actually magical resistance to it. Maybe something to do with the honey that was in the tea.
I'm just gonna stare at where I got stung, stare at the bee, and look back to the others. We are never trusting a book Merlin gives us again. Never.
Did we trust this one?
I did at first. Clearly it was a mistake.
Yuri, it is your turn.
This is very exciting. And do I wish I had drank some of the tea? No, I don't. But I normally I would do a little flick of the wrist, but I think I want to swipe and slash at these buzzers. Buzz off, fellas. And that's a hit. 23. And take this plus the old backstab. And that'll be a 2d6 extra, I believe. 1d6. And 13 points.
And you see Yuri very forcefully tell this bee to buzz off in a language it certainly understands as it crumples over and dies.
And your friend too can buzz off as well. But maybe not 11.
No, 11 does not hit. Alrighty. Hetty.
Okay. I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Because I would like that. And then I am going to bonus action, look at the group and go, we need at least one of them alive. They said something interesting. And that's my turn.
Okay. So, the other 3 bees, 2 of them trapped, 1 of them flying free, are very not happy right now. Very not happy. And you see all 3 of them go invisible. And then, after that, Whisper, it is your turn.
Before they went invisible, were any of them close enough to hit?
The other flying one, I would say, is close enough for you to move to.
Okay. Then I'll bonus action rage and I'll move closer to it and I'll do reckless in hopes that I can hit this thing.
Okay.
$20 hopefully hits.
20 does hit.
Ooh, nice.
13 kills it.
15 actually with my rage, but yeah.
Kills it. Swipe it down. Bee carcass dropped
Dead.
right there. Unalived and uninvisibled in the moment of Whisper's rage as
And
she
then I
screams and says, not today, Satan.
And then I remember what Hattie said, and I look back to him and just kind of shrug sheepishly.
Okay, so not that one. I said we need at least one. There are
Sorry.
2 more. Don't kill more than 1 more.
Right.
That's my turn.
Snow.
Are they still entangled?
Yeah, they didn't roll out to get out. Just left them there, invisible and vulnerable.
Okay, well, I've got 2 tangled up. If you wanted to talk to them, Hetty.
I'm not as good at talking to people as you and Ella are, but here's the thing. And the thing is, they said that we stole their honey, which means that they made the honey, and we've been trying to meet the bees because I want to know what's up with the honey, and we could offer to take them to Rabbit because Rabbit is where we got the honey, and maybe Rabbit can tell them where Rabbit got the honey, and if they're trying to track down the honey thief,
Which is not us.
which is not us, then perhaps we should just offer to take them to the next step in the road, or even help them follow the road back, because I have questions about this honey, and I'm pretty sure the bees can offer it, but nobody really likes to listen to me besides you guys. So, because I have like a -1 on persuasion, so maybe you guys should talk for me. But that was my theory.
So the bees that are entangled kind of pop out of their invisibility and they stop struggling as they hear you from a distance talking about honey thieves, and they shout to you, hey, let us out, we'll talk, let us out.
I'll let them go.
And that will end your initiative. And they'll fly towards you. They'll look a little distressed from being entangled. but they'll fly in your direction. And they'll look at you and they'll say, you know something about honey thieves? I see all those pots over there. That's got to be the one taking all of our honey.
He's certainly using your honey, but he's not getting it from you.
Well, somebody is. Somebody's getting it from us. Every day we wake up and all of the honey that we had is gone.
We can take you to where he got the honey from. And
Whoa, 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 whoa. We're not doing that. That's not a thing we're going to do.
Okay.
Fellas, I'm very sorry about your honey. We are definitely new here, so it's not us. Clearly, it's been happening for a long time. I wish we could help you, but we just can't.
I have another idea that Yuri might be more okay with. What if we stand watch over your hives tonight to see who's coming to take your honey?
I'm not telling anyone about one taking anyone's anything. I've seen nothing. I don't know anything.
Right.
I won't know anything tonight.
You could perhaps then not take a watch. But I have questions about this honey. For example, how do you make it? And what flowers are you using?
We're bees. It's kind of our thing. We make it with the flowers that grow near our bee trees where we live in our beehives that are rather interestingly large because we are large bees. And the flowers are special, and we just take the pollen and we take it in and do the things with the nectar and stuff and, you know, all of the bee stuff. It's a very, very technical process. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, no, I'm fully familiar with it. You put it on your fuzzy little butts, and then you rub it into the combs, and then you drink it, and then you throw it back up, and that's how you make honey. I understand the process. Bee vomit is very tasty.
Actually, I'm going to stop you right there. That's a very prehistoric and outdated method of making honey, and I'm a little offended that you assume that we use our butts and barf.
Well, nobody. Listen,
Where we're
just
from,
like
that's how the bees are still doing it.
Just like we wouldn't talk to the flowers about the nectar, I don't think it's appropriate for us to talk to you about your honey.
I would absolutely talk to the flowers about their nectar. Because you see, the honey.
I would never tell the flowers that the bees are taking the nectar.
I would absolutely, because that's the way things work. So the honey that you're producing has a strange effect on. Well, humanoid doesn't seem like quite the right term for the people of this land. I meant no offense. We are from a strange land ourselves, where that's still how bees are doing things. If you have more modern methods, I am impressed. But really, I'm just trying to figure out how what you're making does what it does. And I'm not sure if it's the flowers or the tea that they put the honey in or something about your modernized methods. But the people here are not quite well.
Well, the honey isn't made for anybody but bee consumption and could have adverse side effects due to the new processing methods that we have transitioned into. And if people just wouldn't touch our stuff, then they wouldn't be all right, because it's not made for people. Like, we're giant talking bees, special honey for a reason, you know, magic stuff, things like that. You people are strange. You got to understand. I mean, that one lady right there, she used magic. Nobody here uses magic but us. We didn't come from here, they whisper. We didn't come from here. It was a safe place, and nobody else used magic.
Oh,
Where did you come from?
We came from Booville.
what happened to Booville?
it was taken over by these dark things, and it was scary, and they took our honey too. We just want to be left in peace to eat our honey, man.
You know, we've encountered the dark things before. Would you like to go back to Bouville?
No, that place was awful and terrible. We've prospered much more here. We've produced a lot more honey. The flowers here, they're very interesting. You should see them, and then maybe meet the queen. She would be very interested into seeing other people who use magic. Yeah, flowers here, over there by where we live. We have an arrangement with them. We don't steal from them. We communicate with them. They needed our help. We needed theirs. We offer them protection from the people of the land who were stealing their delicious pollens and nectars, and we protect them, and they provide for us. You know, it's one of those things.
This is all very sensible.
I trust that you won't tell anybody, because your good friend Yuri here seems to be a sensible lad that understands the concept of snitches get stitches and end up in ditches, if you know what I'm saying.
And they never, ever work for liches.
No liches.
Okay. We would very much like to meet your queen and help you.
Yes. Helping is helpful.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go meet the queen. Let's go do that. And they start to kind of fly off in the direction of the bee trees. It's quite a distant walk from where you're at, almost on the other side of the land. Takes you some time. But when you get there, they take you up to this tree that looks to be like a normal tree, and the beehives that hang from it don't appear to be large enough to really fit them. And then they stop and they turn around and they say, okay, you didn't see anything. And they wave their hand in front of your face when they say anything. And then they fly through the tree.
Does that mean we have to wait here, or should we?
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Can I conveniently trip in the direction of the tree to see if I fall through?
Mm-hmm.
Totally an accident.
You can definitely walk right through the illusion that is cast there to just be one singular tree.
Oh, guys, what a odd-looking tree here alone, and oh my god, there's a rock. Oops, I'm gone.
I'm just gonna follow after her, pretending to try and catch her.
Well, I mean, if they've disappeared under the tree, I definitely saw that. I'll go too.
All right.
Do you want anything from Walmart?
So those of you who did go through the tree, you step through and you realize that that was a very large wall of illusion. And behind the wall of illusion, you see the same kind of open grassy field. But around that open grassy field, you see these massive beehives that are stacked around kind of like a bee village. And you see a lot of very, very large bees, different sizes, some of them working very diligently on moving nectar and things into the honey processing plant, which you see is very clearly a huge, large honeycomb building, and you can see like some smoke coming out of it. It looks very mechanical and very operational. And you see also in the center of all of them, the largest of the hives, which you could only assume to be the place of the queen. It's a very large bee city.
Now, what is black and yellow and misses all their attacks?
A bumblebee.
A fumblebee.
But a fumblebee.
Prestidigitation applause. Very good. Good job.
I look at Yuri and say, "You could have been a bard."
Maybe someday. I don't know.
Well, I suppose we are going to see the queen, I say, unconsciously rubbing my neck. I don't like to see the queen, but no point in not.
As long as we mind our manners, we'll be fine.
That has never helped me before.
But you didn't have us before.
That's not increasing my confidence in the matter.
I am trying really hard here. Work with me.
Oh no, you I have the utmost confidence in with your manners. Other members of our group have other strengths. And then there's me.
That's a fair argument, and the more I think about it, the more upset I'm gonna get. So we're gonna ignore that and head straight there before we lose our nerve.
Yeah, so you're very easily able to navigate your way through the bee metropolis in front of you, and to the castle, where you see two very large bee guards standing outside. And as you're escorted by the two bees that you met, they kind of move aside and let you in. And when you step into this very large castle, the first thing that you see are large vats of purple jelly, and above it is a sign that hangs Royal Jelly. And then you go through that room and into like the throne room area, and you see a very large queen bee. And the other bees kind of say, well, here's the queen. We're going to run away now. Goodbye. And they leave.
Oh, that's a good sign.
What do you call a bee that works for the government?
An office drone?
A politician.
I was going to go with a bureaucrat.
Well, when we encounter a tribe of beavers, I'll come back to that one.
Okay, well,
I'll
this is
go
going
talk
on.
to them.
Gonna approach, give a curtsy. Greetings, Your Highness. I'm Ariella Anderson. These are my friends, Yuri, Hattie, Snow, and Whisper. We have heard that you seem to have an issue with someone taking things that don't belong to them.
Yeah, as of recently, we've had some honey thieves. How they got past the illusion, I'll never understand. My friends here that brought you in told me that you also do magic. I'm very, very interested in hearing of this magic. Because the only other time that we have seen magic was when the darkness came. And that was terrible. That was very terrible. And I'm very scared that you're going to bring the darkness here. You're not bringing the darkness here, are you?
Oh, no. We very much don't like the darkness. We're apparently part of a group that exists to get rid of the darkness.
Oh, perfect. We're going to get along fine then. I trust that you'll keep the things that you've seen here in this place today to yourselves. Yes?
Well, you can ask. We don't give up information, even if we're under duress. We don't tell anybody anything.
You know what? I like you, Yuri. I think you're on the right track with that line of thinking.
I tell lots of
I
people
like you
lots
too.
of things, but
And
that's so they don't know which things to believe.
yeah, I've always said that a wasp is nothing more than a wannabe.
That's a really, really funny joke. Yuri, you're a really funny guy. I like you around. Why don't you come over here and have a seat by me? I have this royal jelly. Would you like some? I made it myself.
Well, I, well, I,
Ella locks eyes with Yuri and slowly nods her head.
okay, I'll do it. If the princess says I can trust the queen, then how can I not trust the queen? Of course.
It's more like, don't offend her, say yes.
And you sit down by the queen, and she offers you some royal jelly and toast.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do a perception check to see what flavors, so I can perhaps compliment. I got an 11. It's certainly crunchy. I taste the crunch of it, and then there's the jelliness of it, which is very flavorful.
Yes,
Thank
it tastes very sweet, but also a little savory. It's like almost umami in your mouth as you eat it. It's got all of the notes. They all hit differently. Sweetness on the front, the savory from the toast, as it was a nice herbed bread. And then you get the salt from the crust of the bread, and you get a little sour notes on the back. And yeah, it's an all around delightful experience, and it doesn't do anything to you.
Yes, this now Miss Queen, I have to tell you that while I am friends with a princess, I am not technically royalty, but I have to tell you that this is the best day of my life.
The best day of your life. Well, friend, that's really good to hear, because I have something for you, since you are also seeking to take the darkness away. Now, mind you, we enjoy our new home here. We'll figure out the honey thieves. That's the least of our worries. We're very industrialized. We're pretty intelligent. But the darkness, we really couldn't figure that out. But I have something for you, and I think it's going to help you along the way. And she orders one of her servants to head off, and the servants come back, 4 of them carrying a large wooden crate, and they set the large wooden crate down directly in front of you, Yuri.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Queen, you know why there are no bee bards? You know why?
Why?
They just drone on and on.
Have you ever met a bee drone? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It makes so much sense. Open the box. Come. Open the gift.
Okay, well, let me do a little sleight of hand here to safely open the box. Wouldn't want anything to spill out. If I was going to be a pot stacker, which I'm very against pot stacking, I would be a pretty good one. But in this case, I got a 12.
Well, you get the box open. It's not trapped or anything. You open this crate, and inside this crate is some straw and things, and a very long object wrapped in a purple velvet cloth. The purple velvet matches the color of the queen's royal jelly.
Now this cloth, I could use this as a little bit of a cape, and with this purple, I could look like a kobold-sized dragon. What's inside of the cloth?
Open it up and take a look.
Okay, I will. Oh. Okay, Miss Queen, this is very nice. Is there any chance I could keep this cloth? I thank you so much for showing me this amazing item.
I really hate that this image is so tiny, but you peel back the cloth to see a very large key-shaped blade. And the queen looks at you and says, "This, my dear Yuri, is named the Crown of Guilt. This is a keyblade. Are you familiar with keyblades at all?"
No, I'm not.
Well, a long time ago, when all of our worlds were built, the worlds were built by a magician, and he kept everything under lock and key, pun intended. And when he built this large world, he made a specific key for each land. And the key of my land is named the Crown of Guilt. And this key possesses a very special magical power. And I was not strong enough to wield it, but I feel like you very well may be. And this particular weapon boosts your magic to an incredible power. And for you, young Yuri, I think that the invisibility that you are able to have by carrying this crown of guilt will come very handy in your stopping of the darkness.
You're saying that I could keep this?
Yes.
And bring it back to you sometime?
No. It is yours from now until it is not.
It's mine. Yuri's.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what to say, but thank you.
Put it to good use. Put it to good use.
I promise not to hurt anything with it.
But you might kill something?
Well, I didn't promise not to kill things.
Well, good. Kill all of the dark things. I believe that you probably would like to go home now. Am I right? You could stay here in the 100-acre woods if you'd like, but if you'd like to go home, I can send you home now.
Well, that's not up to me at all. I am here to do whatever is needed for the rest of my friends here, so I would ask them.
Do we really think there's anything we can actually do here?
No. No, I really don't.
Something tells me that if we could collect enough of these, then we could really do something, and this might be the only one here.
Yeah. And I'm not at all sure we can help the people here who probably need help but don't want it. So we should probably take her up on her offer.
And from what I remember, we do have the option to visit Snow's home, which we know is overrun by darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
might be able to do some good there.
Yeah.
So to home you head?
Yes.
Okay. So the queen bee, she rises from her throne and pulls out a large golden scepter with a purple gemstone at the top of it, the very same color as the fabric and her royal jelly. And she waves it around and makes some interesting bee noises. You could only assume is their native language. And a glowing portal opens in front of you.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins. And Yuri jumps through.
Whee!
One last curtsy to the queen and through the portal.
Off I go.
Following.
And as you all jump into the portal, you jump and you're falling. A very familiar falling, the falling that you've done before when you were falling for a very, very long time, when you really were sleeping, but you were falling and falling and falling and falling, and boom, you stop falling, and you, as soon as it feels like you're going to hit the ground, you wake up, and you're in your beds, in your house, in the 3rd district of Traverse Town. And none of you have any recollection of the 100-acre woods or even going there. It was all felt like a dream, except under Yuri's bed is the crate with the keyblade in it.
What?
I did find something. I don't know why I didn't check before. Maybe I thought I checked under there, but I felt something strange when I woke up, and I just happened to check under the bed. Felt something powerful, and look, this, and watch, and blink, and I'm gone. But I'm still here. You can hear me. You can hear me talking, but you can't see me, right?
That's okay. That's really neat, actually.
And watch. And I'm back.
That seems very useful for someone of your inclinations.
And I'm gonna do it again. Oh, it doesn't work. I did it in the bedroom, it worked, and then I just did it again and it worked. Why isn't it working now?
Well, speaking as a caster of magic, when one is tired, there are limits to such things. So perhaps you should try again tomorrow.
Okay.
Where are we going? I feel like we had something to do. Oh well, I'll go make tea.
Yuri, the blade, when you opened the box, was very, very large. But as soon as you picked it up to wield it, it seemed to fit more in your hand and be more size appropriate. And you realize that the cloth it was wrapped in is where your invisibility comes from. It's a cloak of invisibility.
Now this is the most beautiful purple. I didn't even think I liked purple, but when I become a copper dragon, or a gold dragon, this purple is going to look so good.
Here, hold still. Let's see if we can maybe just. I think I have a brooch somewhere that could work as a class. There we go. There. Now you have a nice little cloak. Yeah.
It's my favorite thing.
So maybe Geppetto might know a little more about Keyblades if you're curious. Or Merlin, even Merlin. You could ask Merlin. He's a pretty interestingly fun guy. But if you're curious more about Keyblades, then that might be the places to check out.
We do need more glitter.
And we need someone to remind us where we were going, because I thought we were going somewhere, but then we went back to bed.
I think
Tea? Tea? I made your chai, even though it's not tea.
Now, normally I don't like tea, but if you have some honey, I just, for some reason, I'm craving some honey and some tea, maybe?
Oh, sure. I always put lots of honey in your tea, Yuri.
Oh, thank you so much.
I think we were gonna read this book we got. No. Wait, I think
I don't trust that book.
I don't feel it was the. Maybe we were gonna go look at the portals again, see if we could actually open one. I don't know.
We should definitely ask Geppetto where we were going. Yeah. Well, let's grab some scones for the road. And I start passing out scones and little thermoses of tea. Anybody else coming?
I'm coming.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Onward. And thus we walk to Geppetto's house. Well, shop. Well, cafe, really.
And thus you head to Geppetto's. And when you get to Geppetto's, he is sitting behind the bar.
Hi. How have you been?
Oh, hello. I have been wonderful. How have you been? Has your adventuring gone well? Did you make it to, what was the place you were going again? I think you were going to check the portals. You said you were going somewhere, but I'm not sure where.
We went back to bed.
Oh, well, I wake up in the morning sometimes and think I should go back to bed too.
I don't remember thinking that part, but I definitely went back to bed.
Now, Mr. G, do you notice anything different about me? Do you?
I noticed that you have a fine new purple cloak, and I really like the color.
Yes, it's
Compliments your eyes very well.
Thank you. Yes.
One step closer to becoming a kobold-sized dragon, your ultimate dream.
Well, yes. It's a dream for now, but I'm on my way. I can feel it. I know it's true.
I have faith in you, young lad.
I found this cloak under my bed today. I don't know how I missed it before, but it was with this little this blade. It was very big, and then I picked it up, and now it fits. You see this?
You have found a keyblade.
What? Say what now?
You have found a keyblade. A keyblade. And he runs to the kitchen, and he comes back out, and he returns holding another keyblade.
Well, so,
What What do they do?
Well, you see, this is very exciting. This Keyblade is called the Kingdom Key. It is the main source of power here for Traverse Town. And they've been rumored to defeat the darkness, but I only am the protector of this since I am the senior of the Enclave, but I am not a fighter. So I've been holding it here and guarding it. But Keyblades are very important in the battle between light and dark. Oh, they're very, very powerful, and they're created of magic, and they're very unique to their own lands, and there's always a keyhole. There's always a keyhole, and when you put the key in the hole, it does things and stuff, and I don't know where the one in Traverse Town is, but it's here somewhere. But yes, Keyblades. See? I have one too. What does yours do? What does yours do? Mine doesn't do anything really super exciting, but it does things like, whacking things and stuff. And it opens a very large lock, I'm sure. I just haven't quite figured out what else it does.
Well, mine is able to make me invisible. And I know it sounds crazy, and I can't show you now, but I could come back tomorrow and show you what you wouldn't see because I'd be invisible. But that's what it does.
That invisible. Wow. That really, 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 really will come in handy along the way. Gosh. I knew it. I always knew it, that you were the children of the prophecy. Hold on. Let me find my book. Here. First Keyblade War. Yes. Let me tell you a story. And he flips open the book, and he reads you a small snippet. It is unknown how the Keyblade originally came to be, but they had clearly existed for a long time. At least as long as when the first Keyblade War began. The Master of Masters revealed that he had been using a Keyblade even when he was just a boy, and there were other Keyblade wielders. However, what happened to those Keyblade wielders are unknown, but the Master of Masters, from studying the X-Blade, was able to create new Keyblade wielders as he had acquired the knowledge to extract a Keyblade from the heart of others. These new Keyblade wielders would become the Foretellers. It remains unknown how there came to be enough Keyblade wielders for the unions to be formed, but regardless, they used their Keyblades to collect Lux and defeat Heartless and protect the worlds, only for the Foretellers, leaders of the unions, to fall to the manipulations of the Master of Masters, as he left with the roles he had designed, as well as help from Luxu, starting the final battle. The Battle of the Keyblade War, which consumes the worlds in darkness. But due to the Master of Masters' designs, the Dandelions, an exceptional Keyblade wielders who were neutral, were able to escape the destruction and rebirth the worlds, although it is unknown what happened to them. In time, the truth of how the Keyblades came to be mostly faded, replaced with assumptions that when the world was whole, the hearts would give light to the world, but remained out of mankind's reach, as it was protected by a counterpart, the X-Blade, causing many to desire the light and their greed and jealousy introducing darkness into the world. Fably creating the first Keyblades in the image of the X-Blade in order to conquer the light of the hearts and clashing with each other in the Great War. The Foretellers and the Master of Masters also faded mostly from history, the only surviving legend about them being the Lost Masters, and the only survivors of those ancient masters being the Master of Masters and Luxu, both of whom kept a low profile, effectively keeping the truth from the next generation of Keyblade wielders. And he slams the book shut and says, now there's much more to that story for later, but that's, we'll talk about it another time.
I'm going to narrow my eyes at the withholding of information. Okay, you keep your secrets.
It seems that we are his secrets.
No. It's not secrets. It's just information that's been protected for a very long time and only meant to be told to those who shall fulfill the prophecy. And I know you're the ones to fulfill the prophecy. I just don't quite think you're ready to have all of the historical information bared to you yet in this moment. I think you need to, grow a little stronger and do a little more exploration and find a few more things. And then we can talk more. You grow and learn, and then I teach you more, and then you go out into the world and you exercise the things that I've taught you, and then you grow, and then you learn some more, and then I teach you new, the cycle of things.
Are you trying to mentor me? I had a mentor once. It didn't go well.
Mentor, you could call it mentor, I suppose.
Yeah, this is just giving me like puppet master vibes that I don't really care for, so I'm gonna walk away from you.
That might be offensive to him now. Careful.
Well, since we have no real choice in the matter, we might as well go to the portals.
Yes, you might as well go to the portals. And G looks a little sad at the reaction of some of you to the vast amount of knowledge that he just vomited into your existence and agreed of wanting more in the moment. He walks away and puts his keyblade in his book bag and stays in the kitchen.
We'll probably have to say sorry about that, but I'm not ready yet.
I'll apologize when we come back. Let's just go to the portals.
Let's just go to the portals, you say. So you head on out. You head on out. And you hear the birds chirping and the sprinkle of the light rain that had been happening locally that you didn't realize before. And you are at the portals, where the only one glowing is the orange one that was glowing for Snow's home. And we will leave you standing there at the portals until next week. Dun, dun, dun.